Are you one of those people that when you were growing up, and maybe even still today, you asked somebody who you thought was wiser than you, maybe an authority figure of some kind, why something is the way it is? And they told you, well, that's just the way it is. And it just never made sense to you. What if everything that you've ever been taught is a lie? I know that sounds smidge dramatic, I know, but just stay with me here, okay? Because this might be the most important conversation you listen to in a while. We're born into this system, right? And from the moment that we open our eyes as a newborn infant, the system starts shaping us, starts conditioning us. The schools tell us how to think, and the system forces your parents to put you through school because that's just how it is, right? The media floods us with distractions and fear, and society creates this script for all of us. And that's what is expected to be, right? That's what's normal. It tells us what's successful, what's real, what's true. But who wrote the script? And this has always been my question. Who wrote the script? And why do we follow it? Why are we still playing by these rules that we don't even know where they came from? Most people don't realize that they're asleep, that they're not awake to this idea that this doesn't have to be this way. The world does not have to be this way. Life does not have to be this hard. But because the dream feels so real, they don't question it. Right? They go to school, they get the job, they trace the house, they follow the rules. And yet, somewhere deep inside, all of us, something just feels off. Like it just doesn't seem quite right. And there's that deep voice inside you, the one that's asking you, is this really all there is? What is the point? Right? That's your wake up call. That is your higher self, your soul, your spirit calling out to you like, hey, this ain't it, guy. This ain't it. Wake up. Wake up, lady, whoever you are, right? There's so much more to life than this. So here's the truth that most people are not ready to hear. Okay. So I hope you're ready. Um, we have been conditioned since the time that we were born, before we ever had a choice, to believe in limits. We've been given this giant set of limitations. We've been taught to believe that we are small, that we are powerless, that the authority always knows best, right? And if we just behave, we'll be safe, we'll be accepted, we'll be successful, we'll be happy. That's a belief system. It is not a fact. It is a belief system. It is a perspective that we are conditioned to believe is our reality. Are you with me so far? I know this is a lot, okay? It's a trap though. It just keeps you chasing, chasing external validation instead of listening to your soul. We were not born to fit in to somebody else's idea of reality. We were not born to be obedient to slaves. You came here to wake up, to remember who the fuck you are, to do all of the incredible things that you don't even realize that you are capable of because they told you that you weren't and you believed. It's time to stop believing that. Do you ever notice though that the second that you start questioning things, people get really uncomfortable, right? It's too hard. Don't do that. That's just the way it is. You're being dramatic. You're crazy. If I had a penny for every time I heard those types of things my whole life. But why? Why do they do that? Why do they get so uncomfortable? Why is critical thinking discouraged? Why is spiritual awareness ridiculed? Why is intuition dismissed as nonsense? And side note, there's a ton of like CIA files and scientific research that support intuition and other psychic senses and skills as a real thing. The CIA has used it. The government has used it. Science has proven some of it. Hello. But they pretend like it's crazy. Why do they do this? Because allowing us to question things threatens their control. And awakening, waking up to the fact that we are powerful, that all of us are powerful, that all of us have a bigger purpose than just being a cog in the system. It's contagious because when you wake up, you're like a glowing beacon of light in a gray, murky world. And everybody wants to know what's different about you, what's changed, how did you do it, right? So if this resonates with you, you are not crazy. You are not crazy. You're waking up, and that's sacred. That is finding and discovering your own personal sovereignty. That is realizing that you are part of creating this reality, and you have the power to create your own and to change the current one that the collective seems to believe in. So maybe the question isn't, is this true? Is this real? What's going on? Maybe the real question is, why did no one teach you to question it in the first place? Why weren't you taught to trust your intuition, to tune into your energy, to understand that you have the power to create? Why don't they teach us these things? Why do they teach us that it's wrong to do those things? How many of you out there watching this right now struggle with trusting yourself? I know, because as a psychic and as a working reader and spiritual counselor, so many of you come to this channel and ask questions because you don't trust yourself. You don't trust your own intuition because it goes against the conditioning that's been imposed upon you. So if this is resonating with you, it's because it's time to wake up. It's time to understand your power. It's time to believe in yourself. This is just the beginning. The illusion is starting to crack. If you haven't noticed, then you must be hiding in a cave. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And if you have awoken recently, you are in the right place. If you have questions, you are in the right place, because I have some answers. I won't claim I have all the answers because nobody does, but I have some answers and I have guidance. Okay. In this series, we're going to start going deeper. We'll talk about how reality is programmed, how you are creating it, how collectively we are creating it, and how you can break free from this current version of it. Okay. Because you weren't born to stay asleep. You were born to be conscious. You were born to remember who the fuck you are. So stick around, because we're going to unravel reality together.